So can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, my name's G, 31 this year. I was an ex-national tennis player and now I'm into the sport of powerlifting. I'm currently the number 2 in Asia and number 9 in the world in the under 59 kg category for men's open. In the Malaysian Association for Powerlifting, our national governing body for the sport, which is also recognized by Kementerian Belia and Sukan, our Youth and Sports Ministry. I'm the Vice President in charge of finance, social media and anti-doping. I'm also the first Malaysian to represent our nation on the international stage. Yeah.
So can you please explain what is powerlifting?
Powerlifting is consists of 3 main movements: squat, bench press, and deadlift. These are movements that you do at the gym. You know, it's very common movements that everyone does. It's just that for our sport, we do it the heaviest that we can, the 1 rep max we call it. And for each lift, you have 3 attempts. In a competition setting, you go compared to the sport of Olympic weightlifting, which we get confused a lot with. Rather than say like you're lifting 100 kg, you straight away go to 101. We wait for like 100 and so the weight only increases. So you wait for the others to do all their first attempts, then only you go on to the second attempt. Yeah. Competitively in the sport of powerlifting, we also use specialized equipment. So the plates that are used are cast iron and they are calibrated to the exact weight. So the plates you see at gym could be listed as 20 kg, but they may weigh only at 18. Compared to powerlifting wise, only a certain allowed brand or manufacturers of products, they are hold to a very strict regulation where if it's listed as 20, it's 20 kg.
Yes! Go!
So what inspired you to do powerlifting?
It's actually big accident or adventure, you could call it either way. But what happened was, like I said, I was a national tennis player. And I stopped competitive for say like 6 years or so, and wasn't even being in the gym, but I was getting overweight and all that. So I decided to sign up for a CrossFit class, and so I was just training along for 6 months, and suddenly there was a powerlifting competition organized locally, and my friends were signing up, and I was like, hey, you know, since I like competing, why not just enter it? And through that, I did pretty well. I won my category even though it was my first time competing in powerlifting. The numbers that I achieved was less than 10 kg away from the world standard, the world records at that time. So I decided like, hey, why not? This is a sport that I could be good at, and it's something that I'm enjoying, and it's less cardio and all that. So yeah, I decided, okay, this is a sport that I will get into, you know. And what kept me in was, like I said, the being world-class, having world-class level numbers. It was a rare thing for Malaysians at that time, and I decided to like, hey, you know, like this is a sport that we Malaysians could be good at, we could be proud of, you know, we could show the world that we are forced to be reckoned with.
Have you ever thought that you'll travel because of powerlifting?
Definitely it was at the back of my head, because like I said, you know, I wanted to show the world what we Malaysians could do. And since I love competing anyway, so it's always in my passion to travel around to beat the rest and all that. And like I said, being the beauty of powerlifting, it's a weight category movement, weight category segment of competition. So yeah, I mean, traveling overseas to beat the others who are my same weight was certainly a challenge I love to get involved in.
So tell us about your first competition which allowed you to travel.
So it was Russia. It was the World Championship, and so 300 overlifters were participating there, and it was during December, so it was the Russian winter. Temperature was around -16 Celsius, so you're going to a foreign country, you don't understand the language, it's cold, and yeah, being in the first real international competition for powerlifting, it was certainly an experience that you could never forget.
So how many countries have you visited while competing?
Well, in my short career so far of 2 years competitively, I've visited Singapore, India, Mongolia, Canada, Russia, and Korea. Yeah.
So do you have any fondest memory of traveling while competing?
I guess the fondest I'll choose Mongolia, simply because powerlifting is an individual sport, so a lot of times it's just me and my wife who are traveling together. But Mongolia allowed Malaysia to send a large team to compete there, so it was an experience to cherish, leading other Malaysians over there and competing together as a team.
So last question, G. Are you planning to travel to any countries in the near future?
Personally, yeah, but not for competitions. I'll be taking a break and leading the next generation athletes, so to speak. But I do intend for 2022, when the Commonwealth Games will be held in Great Britain. That's when I guess I'll make my comeback in that major tournament.